Welcome back to Pier Runners. On today's episode, we're going to be talking about the biggest wastes of time on a cruise ship.
We're going to be sharing our tips today to avoid those long lines and, time wasters while you're on vacation. So the first thing we recommend to do is to do your pre-check-in early. You can often pre-check-in to your cruise, like usually 45 days ahead of time, around that date. And you definitely want to fill out all the information online, upload your picture, and put in your passport information and all that stuff. So once you arrive at the cruise terminal, you don't have to waste your time in those long lines to do your cruise check-in.
Early bird gets the worm, not necessarily the case for embarkation day. A lot of people insist to get at their embarkation time that they were allotted way ahead of time. So if they get a 2 o'clock boarding time, they show up at 11. That doesn't necessarily get you into the ship earlier. They structure the boarding time so that they can have smooth traffic, a constant flow. So even if you show up early, they might just hold you in that cruise terminal for a while. So you mean well, you want to start your vacation quickly, but most of the time arriving 10-15 minutes early is more than sufficient to get it on the ship in a quick and expedited way.
The third thing we suggest is to download the cruise app before you get onto the ship. So make sure you do it ahead of time, because once you're gonna get onto the ship, you're gonna want to connect to the Wi-Fi, and then you're gonna most probably need to do more things on using your cruise app. So make sure that you have that downloaded and that it's all ready to go.
Also, isn't it good to have it downloaded in advance so you can make reservations and stuff like that? Does that happen on the app?
No, it depends. Some cruise lines, you can definitely reserve things ahead of time with your app. And some cruise lines, you can only do it once you get onto the ship.
So in some cases, it's good to have it downloaded and ready way before your cruise day, right?
Exactly, yes. The next thing we recommend is that you check what you're allowed to bring onto the cruise ship. So most cruise lines do have a list of prohibited items that you can't carry onto the ship. Make sure you check that list before you go on embarkation day, because you don't want to be sitting in line at security while they're rummaging through your suitcase.
With your hard liquor and your steamer?
Yes, exactly. So certain cruise lines allow you to bring like 1 bottle of wine or 1 bottle of champagne, but they don't allow any hard liquor. Some cruise lines, prohibit certain kinds of plugs. So make sure you don't pack any of those things in your suitcase.
On embarkation day, we go out of our way to avoid the buffet. It's just crowded, the staff is overwhelmed, everybody's hoarding into there. It's just not the best place to go. I understand you might be hungry after going through a check-in, depending on the time you got, but it's better to look for another venue somewhere else or get a snack and go to the buffet later.
Yeah, and there's so many different options on cruise ships. Like Royal Caribbean has Park Cafe, and Carnival has Guy Fieri burgers or Big Chicken. So there's lots of different options. So just avoid the buffet and go somewhere else to eat. It'll just make it that much more enjoyable.
On embarkation day, something might be wrong with your room, little detail, they forgot something, you might want 2 beds pushed together, separated, whatever detail you need fixed. We've locked ourselves out many times. You can go to guest services, but there's always a crap ton of people waiting in line. You can do it that way, but a really simple way to do it sometimes is just to call. You can call from your room. You can even sometimes in the hallways on Carnival, I know there's these little phones, and if you put in the right code, it goes right to guest services. We've done that before, and they'll send somebody up to your room to fix your problem. So guest services is a good thing to avoid on the first day. Just try using the phone. It really makes a difference.
Yeah, and if you do need to go to guest services, the best times to go is really early in the morning or late at night. Usually that's when the crowds are lowest, so you won't be waiting in line. So if you do have like something to fix, like let's say on a bill or something like that, definitely go at those times instead of like midday when it's like packed with people.
And if you have to sit there midday, I suggest grabbing a drink first or a coffee or something at least, and then you chit chat in line while you're waiting.
Yeah, we've done that. The next recommendation is to make sure that you reserve your shows and your dinner reservations ahead of time. So sometimes you can do it way ahead of time, even before the cruise starts. But if you can't do it, then make sure that on that embarkation date, you do go reserve those shows and those dinner reservations so that you're not waiting in line, and that way you can relax for the rest of the cruise.
Make sure you reserve your packages early. I'm talking about your Wi-Fi package, your drinks package, your beverages package. All these things are available once you get on the ship, but they're almost always certainly cheaper way ahead of time. If you know that you're gonna be getting the drink package, just start shopping around as soon as you book your trip. The farther out you are, most of the time, the better it tends to be.
Yeah, and you can usually get sales during like, Black Friday sales or things like that. And that way you don't have to wait in line at like certain counters to grab these packages once you're on the ship.
On embarkation day, a lot of people end up crowding around the elevators. It's normal, they have luggage, they want to get to their rooms. There are elevators in a few specific spots on the ship. We've noticed on embarkation day, it's just easier to walk through the deck all the way to the aft of the ship and take the elevators that are closest to the back. The ones in the middle tend to bunch up immediately, and sometimes you're waiting forever just to get into the elevator, especially when people have their luggage. You can barely fit any people in there.
Yeah, and if you don't have any luggage and you're able to just take the stairs on embarkation day, that has saved us a lot of time, just taking the stairs.
Yeah, and it's a good excuse after that to reward yourself with a treat or a drink.
Exactly. So if you're looking forward to certain activities on the ship, sometimes there's long lines for these activities. Like if there's like a water coaster that you want to do, like the one on Norwegian, or if there's like the surf rider or things like that on the ship that you're looking forward to.
Even the basketball courts, if you weren't able to get your spot or whatever.
Exactly. You could definitely look at doing these activities either on embarkation day when the crowds are going to be a lot lower because nobody's going on these activities, or you can actually use a port day to do some of these activities. So often we'll skip a port day, we'll stay onto the ship and we'll do the activities that we wanted to try out. And you'll encounter lower crowds, and that way, you're gonna save time doing it that way.
It's true, there are certain ports we've done multiple times. Some of them we're crazy in love with. Others, we've seen them once, it's like we've seen them a dozen times.
Exactly.
So sometimes we just prefer to stay on the ship and actually explore the ship when the crowds are much lower. So all those activities kind of free up. Every ship offers sales pitches for jewelry. They talk about the ports, they have presentations. They also have an art auction a few times during the sailing. These are things that you could wholeheartedly do and enjoy. I just don't see the point. They suck up a lot of time.
They do.
They're things that, you're in a kind of corporate setting where they're kind of, pushing a product on you. So for me, it's actually the opposite of what I want on a vacation, and it does take up a lot of your time.
Yeah, I would just skip these completely. They're just a waste of time, and just to get a free bracelet or something like that, it's just not worth it.
Yeah, the reward's not worth the work, so something to avoid, absolutely.
The next thing that you should look out for, especially if your cruise has a tender port, you definitely want to make sure that you reserve a time for the tender, because if you forget or you get a really late tender time, you're just not going to have that much time to enjoy the port. So make sure that you get up early, inform yourself, get an early tender port time, and that way you're going to be able to enjoy your port longer and not waste time.
Another great tip to save time, or not waste it at least, is on port days. Everybody wants to get off the ship quickly, but so what happens is the buffet gets full, the breakfast places get full really early. A really great saving tip is just order breakfast to your room.
Yeah.
So you order it, it shows up, you're getting ready while everybody's fighting over the buffet, and then you can get to your port much quicker.
Yeah, and you can just put in the order the night before, hang it on your door, and they're gonna deliver it at the time that you asked for. So much better tip on those port days, especially when you really want to take advantage of the port you're going to. The time is limited, so.
Plus it's really fun every once in a while to actually have breakfast in your room.
Okay, so our last tip is for disembarkation day. A lot of people don't talk about this, but if you get a disembarkation time that you're not happy with, you can call guest services and get that time changed so that you can get off the ship earlier.
If you're one of those light packers and you just pack like carry-ons, you can literally just skip that whole process, not get the tags, and just walk out with your luggage at the time that you want.
Yeah, and you know what? That's what we did last time, and it saved us a lot of time because we didn't have to like rush to pack our bags the night before and put them out
and then we didn't have to look for them at the bottom before going to the terminal.
We were just able to take our luggage, roll out of the cruise ship, and grab a taxi right away without having to wait.
So those are our top tips for saving time on your cruise. If we forgot some great ones that you can add to this list, just make sure you put them in the comments below. And if you like content like this video, subscribe, and click the little bell.
Thanks for watching, guys. Happy cruising. Bye.